Well, boys, it's the first ever 10 Guys 1 Cup podcast dedicated to our beloved fantasy football league, hosted by yours truly, Dextric Michelle Abeda, and Parker Left Hangin' Johnson. How we doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. I got a quick question. Did you intentionally fade out that song?
Yes. Was that
I love
good?
it. Yeah, that we've immediately exceeded any standard of quality that I thought we would have for this first podcast.
Boys, I did that with my phone.
Yeah, we don't know how to do anything yet, so we're kind of just winging it.
Yep. So the goal of this podcast is essentially to give you guys 20 to 25 minutes a week to listen to us recap what happened. Parker, the brains behind all this, what's brought you to this idea?
I listened to a lot of podcasts, and I thought it would be fun. Please don't prove me wrong.
Well, in his defense, it will be fun for us. I was happy he asked me and none of you fucks because, well, I like to hear my own voice, and you guys all annoy me.
And for the record, we've been thinking about doing this for months, long before any of you fucks talked about doing it. And so I just assumed that, with a lead time of about 6 months between saying you're going to do it and actually doing it, we thought of it first.
Yes, we did. Actually, I bought a microphone and nice headphones for this about 4 months ago, and I've been using it for Fortnite, which I'm still not good at.
I'm fantastic at Fortnite. I'm sorry for you. Can't help you with that.
That's fine. So let's recap last season. Since football doesn't start, we don't draft for another 27 days.
Who won last season again?
Unfortunately, it was Paul Kirsch.
First of all, I wanted to see you pronounce his last name.
I can barely pronounce my own last name, so let's not get crazy here.
It's Currychak, right? Curry W. Chak. The W fucks everything. That's the real problem with your last name, Paul. The W comes out of nowhere.
You just said Currychak. I know for a fact that's not how you say it, but regardless, Paul the champ, big dick in Houston boy himself with the dub. Unfortunately, but thank to Jesus Christ, I didn't come in last. Who did come in last, Parker?
It was Mike. We're all very embarrassed. And I'm looking at the stats now. Mike doubled Brad's wins during the regular season. This is probably my favorite stat on this entire board.
In everyone else's defense, Mike's only scored more points than 1, 2, 3 people. 4. Holy fuck. How did Daniel made the championship and he scored more points than 2 people?
Yeah, wow. He has the same record as me. I pumped the eternal 8-5. I don't think I'll ever knock it. 8-5 as my record. I don't even know if that's backed up by stats, by the way. I think I made that up.
Probably.
I do see that Gabe got 1,337 points, which the nerds out there will recognize that number quantity.
Yeah, he also had the highest points, second highest points scored against him with 1,396.
Yep. All right, so let's cover some of the obvious things here. Like, you obviously had the most points scored against. Do you know if that's like a every year trend?
It wasn't last year, but it was, I believe, the year before. But the year before, I also scored the most points, didn't win the league, though. So I do get very unlucky, which is I'm glad we're switching the schedule. I also usually play some of the top tier people twice a year. Yourself, Paul, Mike, and I don't get the peasants of Brad, Miller, and, well, Gabe's newer, but Jesse was just as shitty as Gabe. Sorry, Gabe, you might get better. Who knows? Hopefully not.
Actually, I'm looking at this, and as I look, I realize that you actually had so you said you got unlucky, right? You have the second least points scored in the league. And
yeah, I was hoping
points scored against, and you still won 5 games. So I would say you got super lucky for your performance.
Hashtag Reddit boy always got to dive in a little deeper. I was okay with ending that conversation there. But nope, let's fucking make sure we all understand that Dex actually didn't have a good team because he's a fucking jackass.
Yeah, I'd say you had better's odds for losing the whole league, actually.
Yeah. I honestly, I'm dead surprised that I did not come in last, but I got lucky, and then Brad's team is embarrassing, so that helped me out.
Team. Let's see. Oh, yes. I remember trying to trade with him a few times.
So, bad podcasting. We understand that. Brad had Kirk Cousins, Jerick McKinnon, Kenyon Drake, Des Bryant, who still hasn't signed with the team, Stephon Diggs, who sounds great, but on paper, he was ranked number 20th out of all wide receivers. Austin Hooper, hit or miss, had a few big games. Cooper Kupp, also hit or miss. And then Eagles D was his best player on his entire team.
I was going to say Stephon Diggs was the best player on his entire team, but you might actually be right. Points scored throughout the season. Looks like Eagles scored 5 less points than Stephon Diggs.
So now let's see. All right, so we got that. Paul came in first. It was a shitty season. We had the worst outcome possible. Paul first, Mike last. I don't know if I could choose worse people for those 2 spots.
I'm sorry, I was looking at the draft. What did you just say? Terrible podcasting.
Yes, listening. So we're gonna have to listen to Paul talk all year, and I've already almost committed suicide twice. But the look on his face when I'm actually jerking off with the trophy will be the best thing ever. And then we got Mike.
Never mind. I'm not going to ask how you're going to do that. That sounds awful.
Oh, you'll see. Don't worry. But Mike, the most boring person ever. You know he's going to take forever to get our beers. He's going to be just the Debbie Downer of the fucking draft. But be ready for your punishment, Mike. I have thought long and hard, and I want every second of it to just hurt. I'm talking butt plug hurt.
Yeah, literally rape. You know how last year everyone yelled at me for not drafting my players in time?
Yes.
I want a timer for how long it's been since we last had Mike to get us a beer. I just thought of this now, but this sounds important to me. So it'll also help us mediate our own drinking, which is debatably more important.
And to help Charlie, because our boy Charlie getting ready to take his PE in the next 8 months, I believe he said April of next year or something, we'll have him drop a formula of how far the TV or how far the fridge is from where Michelle is at all times. And he has that amount of seconds to get a beer and bring it back. Look at that. People helping people.
I like it. I would like to also quantify the distance from Mike to the fridge and make sure that we make him walk 5 miles in one day or some metric like that.
If he's smart, he'll invest in a nice cooler, bring it with him, always have it. Because as long as my beer's ice cold, I don't give a fuck if he pulls it out of his ass, to be honest.
That'd be a sight to see. Also, Mike has a real opportunity here to set a standard of the tacos sacking the fuck up and making this awesome. And more so than the enjoyment of Mike's pain, I really hope that we get a standard set here for tacos leaning into being the taco. It should be a fun event.
We got lucky last year. Miller embraced that shit like a golden fucking boy. Coming out, I've never had a bigger boner. He also won me $50 from your dumbass. The only bet I think I won all year was that Miller would kick over a speaker, which he did. And then luckily for him also, Miller got shit-faced at our draft, as you all remember. But we had Gab there to romp that pink romper like a fucking king. And unfortunately, he looked great in it. It was the worst thing ever. Yeah, whatever. Fucking ass legs, motherfucker.
It's the long schlong privilege,
right? If I was wearing that, there'd be no ass and a pudgy dick hanging out. That's it. You'd just see it pointing, and it would be where's that thing going? Nowhere, sweetheart.
2 hot dogs sticking out of an oversized potato or beanbag.
All right. So I don't know about you guys. I'm excited for New Orleans. One, let's go over some etiquette. Bring as little items as you possibly can. Heard very bad things. Paul can probably attest to all that. Let's bring one form of ID when we go out, one card, maybe a little bit of cash. Put that shit in your front pocket. Wear nice tight jeans. Let's see them buns, baby. Don't talk to bums, homeless people. Don't give them money. Here they can be kind of mean. And let's get fucked up.
So out of curiosity, this is a total tangent. Do you like to wear nice clothes on the plane or like sweats and shit?
My goal is to be comfortable. I want to. I feel disgusting on planes because I know how often they clean them, and it drives me insane. So usually I'm a joggers and a t-shirt, and then that way, as soon as I get off the plane, shower, take that off, let's get going. I don't like wearing nice clothes. When I have to go for work, yeah, I wear my slacks, dress shoes, blah blah blah. Why
Smart.
are you trying to fuck on a plane? That would be cool.
No, I'm just I'm somewhere in the middle right now because I found out that like basketball shorts actually aren't the most comfortable because like just that little fabric between my ass and the seats usually means I'm going to sweat on the way there. So like jeans have actually lately been more beneficial to me.
Well,
Quick thought. Oh, go ahead.
Well, as a sweater, it doesn't matter what I wear. I'm going to sweat, so I'm going to be as most comfortable as possible. So it does. I don't really care.
Right. Side note for everyone, if we ever do launch this and you hear this, there was a study done that says that sleeping, or not sleeping, but getting your seats on the window seats is your safest to not get sick. So I'm fully doing that this year, getting that window seat, going to try to reduce my odds of being sick for like a week after New Orleans.
Well, good call. Do you know what time you land in New Orleans?
No, it's like either 1 or 5. Super specific, right?
That's shitty. So I got myself, Bradley Cooper III, Michelle Brooks. We all land at 11:15 p.m. Thursday night. Daniel Masters is flying straight to Houston because he found a cheap-ass flight Thursday, and him and Paul are going to meet us in New Orleans Thursday night at 11.
I like how you say everyone's full name so that, you know, the hundreds of thousands of fans listening to this podcast know exactly who the fuck we're talking about.
10 guys, one fucking cup. We're coming for you guys. Number one sports podcast out there.
There's only 10 guys. We don't need last names.
That was a lot louder.
Was it?
Yeah.
I really like the mic leaning, by the way.
Me too. It's nice. We're learning. We're learning.
Okay, moving on.
So how do we think this draft's going to unfold? Because it's been heavy on my mind as I do probably 3 mock drafts a day minimum. Yeah. Give me your thoughts, Johnson.
Well, first of all, the draft is always fucking chaos. As we all know, nothing ever goes the way mock drafts do because we have a whole lot of wild cards in the league. I have always planned for that by not planning. This year, I'm already feel more prepared right now. I think I've done more mock drafts this year than I have ever in my life put together, which feels pretty nice actually to know a lot of the players. I always say it to you, this will be my 3rd year actually giving a shit about fantasy. So I'm coming for y'all bitches. 8-5 no more. It's going to be better. I'm going to get a 9-win season. But that reminds me of a question that I was going to ask you earlier that we said to show for the podcast was, why do you think it's going to be like, what's the fucking actual scenario that you think that other people are going to like screw this whole draft up so bad and make it totally unpreparable?
So what will mess me up, and again, I kind of live by like the rules. I like things planned out, as you guys all know. So what's gonna mess me up, and I know it's gonna happen because it always happens, is there's gonna be someone who shouldn't be there. He should already be gone. So I'm gonna have like a goal for whatever position I'm at to be like wide receiver, running back, or running back, wide receiver, running back, wide receiver, running back. Like wherever I'm at, I'm going to have a goal of who to draft, running back, wide receiver, tight end. Like depends on the position. And I'm going to be at like pick 2nd or 3rd or 2nd round, 3rd round. and there's
Are
gonna
you
be
calling? Okay, never mind.
Yes.
You changed it.
And yes, I know. And there's going to be like someone who's sitting there, and I'm like, this fuck's not supposed to be there. And then all of a sudden, I'm 2 wide receivers deep, no running backs. Next round comes up, and I'm either going to have to reach like a motherfucker for some running back that I don't need, or pick up another fucking wide receiver or go quarterback. And the next thing I know, it's round 6, and I'm fucking starting Devin Booker of the Broncos, who I love, but is not a running back fucking one. And that's when I'm going to jerk off and kill myself.
Are you saying that you're going to be drafting your running back 1 in the 5th round?
Hope to God for you, fucks.
That's basically what you did last year, right?
Yeah, essentially. I felt bad. I had been on such a hot rule of just killing you all. I was like, we need to give them a little hope. Like, it kind of sucks when you guys just know that I'm the top tier person in the league year in and year out.
All right, so I'm gonna throw out a potential like scenario where the thing you just described happens. Josh Gordon, ADP, I guess 34.4. So Josh Gordon, 4th round, 4th pick, is sitting there, back of the 5th. You're at the turn.
I won't draft Josh Gordon if he's fucking my mom. Like, do not worry. You boys, you can have him. Have Flash. I get it. Probably the most talented player in all of NFL. But, like, I'd rather have faith. It's like, I could have better friends than you guys, but I trust you all better to, like, be in there in and out. Like, other people who are cooler, nicer, richer, take me to cool, fancy places. Next thing I know, they fucking just drop me. At least I know you cunts will always be there for me. You're welcome.
So obviously it's difficult to do a podcast without talking about like specific players and giving away your strategy. Which players are out there that you truly could not give 2 fucks about and you're not afraid to say it?
I'll say it right now. Saquon Barkley. It doesn't matter if
What would he have to drop to for you to grab him?
3rd or 4th round.
Wow.
Yeah,
which is not going to happen.
No, if he could, I could have the 1st pick and then be on the other side and getting the 20th pick, and he could be there, and I wouldn't get him with the 20th or the 21st. Like, it doesn't matter. I don't like the idea of him. I think he's going to get 15 touches a game. I think they're going to rely heavily on their passing game. Also, I just don't see that happening like it's going to. Also, I hate their fucking head coach, so I don't think they're going to be good.
So you would take Gronk over Saquon?
Oh, in a second.
Okay, just checking. Who do you think is going to pick him up?
It'll be Miller or Gabe.
I'm realizing now. Well, Brad, dude, Brad lives on hype exclusively.
Yeah. Yes.
Saquon's the exact kind of guy that I could see dropping that far. Like, you say that now, but maybe like middle of the 2nd when he's just been staring you in the face that whole time.
So it depends what I have also. But again, to be fair also, people like professionals like Saquon more than they liked Leonard Fournette. And I was like, Leonard Fournette has potential, but I wasn't going to draft him. And people are much higher up on Saquon than they are Leonard Fournette. And I discussed a little bit with Paul via Slack. Trent Richardson was also someone they had huge hopes for, and that guy never played a whole season.
What, from last season, you mean?
No, that was like 3 seasons ago. Last season, I think he was in the Canadian Football League.
Yeah, I just did a search for him on our last year draft board, and he was not there. Holy shit! I'm looking at some mistakes from last year, by the way. Who do you think drafted the first quarterback?
Paul.
All right, here, let me take it back. The first non-Aaron Rodgers, non-Tom Brady, non-Drew Brees quarterback.
Who drafted the first quarterback? So I know Paul. I took Aaron Rodgers. Paul took Tom Brady. Daniel took Drew Brees.
And you did draft a quarterback first, by the way.
I know.
4.
I already knew that.
Okay.
And Paul drafted Tom Brady the same round. Neither of us were wrong. Aaron Rodgers got hurt. Fucking sucks. Shit happens. Who drafted the first quarterback? It was Dustin with Russell Wilson. Tell me I'm right. Damn, I'm right. Fucking good.
I didn't see it. I didn't see it at first. I thought it was something else, which made me laugh.
Who did you think it was?
Brad drafted Kirk Cousins in the 6th round.
Okay, well, good. That is even better. Oh, God, Brad, I want you to be better. I don't even know how you fucking won that one year. I am sorry. I've been trying to coach you. Oh, David Johnson. I hope to God he's good because in a lot of mock drafts I've gotten him.
Really?
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's like
Out of like third
yeah,
position?
I if I have like the third or fourth pick, like I take him, and it's been hard between him and Zeke.
I feel
But
like he's
David,
probably got a pretty high variance in a lot of like the human mock drafts that go on. I
yeah,
could see him dropping.
yeah. Well, the thing is, he's coming off an injury. It wasn't a big injury, but it was like it was on his wrist, and but the guy touches the ball so many different ways. He's not Le'Veon Bell, but he's the closest thing we have in the NFL to Le'Veon Bell.
Wisdom.
Right.
All right. Well, we're at 20 minutes. How long do we expect to do this? Like I said, we're fucking winging it. So
Yeah, I think this is a good ending point now.
okay.
Kind of saw how it went. I think we should leave off with one last thought, and that's fuck Daniel.
Yes, indeed. Fuck Daniel.
Good.
Should we? I'll get to writing a song that basically just consists of fuck Daniel.
That'd be amazing. I really wish I could see our fucking thing, which won't pop up.
Oh yeah, our thing.
Our Zenefits, whatever this thing's called.
Great podcasting, just referring to things as things.
Yeah, they're smarter than me. They know what I'm talking about.
All right, no one wants to hear this shit. I'm cutting it off.
Good.
Night, boys. Fuck Daniel.
Fuck Daniel.